Welcome back, guys, for another Anime Vanguards video. Today we're going to be ranking all the Vanguard units in Anime Vanguards Update 7.5. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video. By the way, guys, if you want to get as lucky as me and also be part of the OG subs of AB Plays, then don't forget to like and subscribe because our goal is to get to 100k subscribers eventually. So by liking and subscribing to this channel right now, before we get to 100k subs, you'll get an extra luck boost and also get the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to become an OG sub of AB Play. So subscribe and let's get started. Alright, so we have a few Vanguard units in Anime Vanguards Update 7.5. We have 5 Vanguards in Anime Vanguards Update 7.5. And the one sitting at the number 5, which is the worst Vanguard, is Davolo. So the thing about Davolo, again, is if you were there when Davolo was made, you probably would understand what I'm talking about. And basically what that is that Davolo, when he was made by the previous team, is basically the thought behind him was that he's basically just a collection unit, right? He was not supposed to be a really powerful Vanguard. Now, he did get buffed by the new team already, which is why he's somewhat usable now. But back then, he was really bad. Or not really bad, but he was pretty much outdated, so he got buffed, right? Now, though, in the current meta, is he good in the current meta? I would say he's probably not good still in the current meta. So if you place him down, he will have pretty good damage already. He has a pretty good ability right here. Enemy health regeneration is disabled. Enemy skill during complete erasure cannot spawn split into more enemies. His passive is like this. I don't think I need to explain this as much because it's a pretty much widely accepted fact that Davolo is the worst Vanguard. So we're not going to spend too much time on him. Now, at number 4, this is where we're actually really going to get into the real meat of this video because it was pretty accepted that Davolo was already bad. Now, it's just number 4, 3, 2, and 1 that we have to talk about. Number 4, we have Gogeta. Now, Gogeta, back when he released, was a pretty powerful unit. And then, unfortunately, they released the other Vanguards and he got power crept. So right now, the thing about Gogeta is he's pretty overpowered. He's the first unit in Anime Vanguards that could actually teleport. I know Todo could do it as well, but not as good as Gogeta. Gogeta basically, in my opinion, is probably one of the best starter units because you can just place him down, and with his DPS, which is basically twice because he has a clone, as you can see right there, he does 2 times his DPS, right? And you can teleport him basically anywhere in the map. So you can teleport him over there, teleport him over here. Let's say there's a few enemy that gets past me. I can just teleport Gogeta over there and kill them. And that is why Gogeta is still pretty useful right now, actually. Gogeta is still pretty useful right now for that reason. And that's why I and some other YouTubers also, or not the YouTubers, but some other people use him. It's mainly because of that teleport ability. He's still a pretty good unit. And one more thing that I would like to mention is that he's one of the highest DPS in the game consistently. Now, what I mean by that is basically his DPS is 2 times 37,000 because every attack he does, he spawns a clone, which will mirror the last attack that he made, which is basically 2 times his DPS, right? Gogeta's damage doesn't go down. It's very consistent, and I think it could go up to as high as 100,000 or maybe even more with familiars and buffs. I know that if I buff him with Kaga, it can go higher than that, but it's consistently at 100,000. Okay, it's consistently going to be at 100,000 once you built up his passive. Once that passive is built up, it's going to consistently be at 100k. And obviously, if you do this as well. So right now, he's already doing 80,000 DPS because if we are going to take that seriously, this clone right there should be doing his DPS as well. So he's right now doing around 80,000 DPS already. He's very expensive though. He's very expensive. One of the most, if not the most expensive Vanguard. So yeah, he's at number 4 placement because that's really all he do. That's really all he does, right? He doesn't have any other gimmicks apart from his teleporting, but his DPS is still pretty good and he doesn't lose to Sand Village. And speaking of Sand Village, the newest Vanguard in Anime Vanguards, the one who cannot beat Sand Village, it's Esganor. Now, Esganor is still going to be the 3rd strongest Vanguard, or in my opinion, 3rd best Vanguard. But in my opinion, if you're just going to talk about pure damage, if your definition of strongest is pure damage, Esganor is going to be number 1 because he has the potential for the highest damage which is 1 million damage which is one of the highest damage in the entire game, if not the highest. I think the only one who's higher is probably Jin Mori, who is pretty overpowered as well. But Esganor, if you're just gonna take a look at strength and take a look at just damage, Esganor is going to be the best Vanguard just for pure damage because of his 1 million damage and his burns as well, and his nuke. So it's very, very good and powerful, but he has weaknesses, right? I don't think I need to talk about the other weaknesses that he has. He has a few weaknesses, but the one that's really worth noting is his weakness to shields, right? Now, if I spawn literally any enemy here in the game with shields, he will lose, right? He will lose. He will just lose. If I spawn an enemy with 10 HP but 5 shields, and I spawn 5 of them, he will genuinely lose to that. He will lose to that. That's Esganor's weakness, right? But if you're gonna take a look at his damage alone, purely just his damage, he's really, really great. But not just his damage, also his ability to play the game for you. He has this passive where if you burn your unit slots, you can place him down for free and he will upgrade himself. That's pretty good. Obviously, you can do that if there's no shields in the map, because obviously if there's shields and he's alone, he's gonna lose. 1.8 million with his ability, and with his nuke, that's 400%, which is going to be 400. Just kidding, 4 million. It's gonna be 4 million. It's gonna be a 4 million damage nuke, which is pretty high. So yeah, obviously that damage there plus his ability to basically play the game for you. So if I restart the match right here and I burn all my unit slots except for him, his placement will basically be 0. And if I skip the wave, you will see that he's being upgraded as I skip the waves right here. So as I skip the waves, he's being upgraded, which is pretty nice. So he can basically play the game for you for free. But as soon as a single shield enemy comes up, he's basically done. And his ultimate ability has a weakness, which is it will sell Esganor after 5 waves after you turn on this ability. So that's a pretty bad weakness in my opinion. Not really severe. He's still going to be one of the best Vanguards, best units in the game. But he's just not going to be the absolute best, unlike the other 2 units that we're going to talk about right now. And at number 2, the number 2 spots, we have Sunjinu. Now listen to me here when I say this, right? There's meta units, there's good units, there's meta units, and then there's broken units, and then there's god units. In Anime Vanguards, there's really only 3 units that can, I think, classify as a god unit, which are just the units that are so absurdly broken. And those 3 units is Sunjinu, another one is Yuhaba, and the other one is going to be the one at number 1 spot, which I think is pretty obvious by now. Now, what does Sunjinu have? Well, Sunjinu has insane, not really insane, good placement damage. He has the best nukes in the game. Well, he has the most nukes in the game. This guy literally has 3 nukes. This guy has 3 nukes, and I think his summons, well, in my opinion, classify as nukes as well. Because me personally, those summons I use to kill bosses. And a lot of people also use those summons to basically kill bosses as well. That's its purpose, honestly. Now, I don't think I need to go too much into detail for Sunjinu, but he's the first unknown in the game. Basically, what unknown means is, unknown just basically means God. I think to quote Nag on this, basically, what it means is you're immune to the BS or to the bullshit of Anime Vanguards. That's basically what it means, right? You're immune to everything that this game has to offer. You're immune to stuns, energy drain, you're immune to all of that. And that's why it's good. That's why we love Unknown. Obviously, apart from that, you have his summons that have literally how much HP is this? 706,000. Okay, that's just one of his summons. Then he has also Steel. Plays down Steel right here. Now, Steel right here is gonna build up his HP. He's gonna get up to about 3 million. Belly can go up to, I think, 2 million, 3 million as well. We have Bear, which is pretty overpowered. And then Arise, which Arise is based on the HP of your enemy. So, for example, if you're in Infinite, the higher wave you're in Infinite, the stronger your Arise will be because the more HP your enemies have. So, the stronger your enemies are, the stronger your Arise shadows will be. So literally, this unit is just incredibly broken. This unit is perfect. Unlike the previous 2 Vanguards, he's not affected by the debuffs or ailments in this game. Unlike the 2 Vanguards, he has a nuke. Unlike the 2 Vanguards, he's very versatile. He does so much. Like he can break shields. He is immune to everything. 3 nukes, the most amount of nukes in the game. He can summon units like this, as you guys can see. Sunjinu is just absolutely broken, man. Sunjinu is in a different level of broken. And yeah, I think I pretty much explained why. I really don't want to go too deep into this because if I do, it will take like 15 minutes or maybe even 30 minutes. Because what Sunjinu does, there's a lot of things that he does, so I will have to like shorten it for you guys. But yeah, he's at number 2. Then the one at number 1 is going to be Kaguya. Now, Kaguya, there's an argument that Sunjinu is better than Kaguya, and I'll say that later. But Kaguya is just perfect. Now, Kaguya has map-wide kit. He can attack the entire map with some of her dimensions. Kaguya has a map-wide nuke, which is crazy. Kaguya can deal insane amounts of damage, has damage over time. Kaguya is basically traitless, the best support in the game. Kaguya, if you have Monarch on her, is the best support in the game and also one of the best DPS units in the game. She hits like a truck, but also supports like crazy if you have Monarch on her. Well, you don't need Monarch on her for her to be a good support, but if you have Monarch on her, she's the best support and one of the best DPS units in the game. While Sunjinu is just a great versatile unit, Kaguya is the best of both worlds. Best support and one of the best DPS in the game. So yeah, I don't think this video has enough time for me to explain just how good Kaguya is. But Kaguya is just insanely good, guys. So right here you can see that Kaguya has several passives. Now one of her passives is she can take the element of every unit in the game, so she can benefit from Unknown as well. But one of the more important things here is her abilities to have a nuke, her map-wide kit, the dimension, just how good those dimensions is with support, the capability of the support to do like crazy amount of support, and also she can repulse, she can stun, she can burn, she can do all of those and also do a ton of damage with her dimensions, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, Kaguya is just crazy. So basically, she can do what Sunjinu does best, which is the Unknown. That's in my opinion why we love Sunjinu so much. She has that as well, although she can get debuffed in world lines because she's not a pure Unknown unit unlike Sunjinu. She can get debuffed by nature debuffs, but still, Unknown will make her immune to all ailments and debuffs and whatnot, and also on top of that, the DPS, the map-wide kit, the nukes, the support. That's why she's the best. Now, there's an argument for Sunjinu to be number 1, but in my opinion, it's still Kaguya that's the best, especially if you have Monarch on her because of her support and whatnot. So yeah, that's why, in my opinion, Kaguya is the best Vanguard in the game. Yeah, that's pretty much why. She just has supports, all those things that I mentioned about her is pretty great. There's an argument for Sunjinu to be the best Vanguard, but I think it's just Kaguya. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, well, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.